Because man's task is to make the earth after the model of heaven. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Man's project is to heavenize the earth. Man is made to transform the world from glory to glory, to take hold of it and break it down and remake it after the image of heaven.
Welcome back to the Reformed Reset. My name is Grant, and joined with me is my beautiful wife, Erica, the weaker vessel.
Hello, everyone.
We are part of Take Hold Studios, so go to takeholdstudios.com. Subscribe to our channel right now. Hit the like button. Help us beat those YouTube algorithms. As if you're listening on the podcast feed, then subscribe and leave a review to help us beat all the algorithms in the podcast world. We greatly appreciate it. You can email us at takeholdstudios@gmail.com if you want to reach out to us. You can add us on Facebook or Instagram, follow us and do all that. We'd love to connect with you. We hope you guys are enjoying your Advent season.
Indeed.
This will be a second installment of our Considering Carols series that we're doing. So if you want to know a little bit more about what we're doing with this little series, go listen to the first one on O Come All Ye Faithful. Yeah. And we introed you a little bit.
Today we are going to talk about another carol.
Okay.
O Holy Night.
This is one of my favorites.
Is it?
Yeah. This growing up, this one makes me cry.
Almost all of them make me cry, but this one does, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's because of the belting in the chorus, you know? I think
the story of it might make you cry, too. This one's kind of cool.
I'm ready for this.
It's so post-mill, too.
Really?
Yeah, we're going to get into it. Okay.
Yes.
So
the carols are post-mill. That could be a whole nother series.
Okay. So once again, my storytelling abilities are nil.
Impeccable.
So bear with. So this song was written in France.
Okay.
About 1876.
Okay, so probably another Catholic.
So funny, actually not.
Oh, really? Sorry, France has predominantly been Catholic. The Reformation got really close to winning in France, and then they did not.
Well,
and so anyway,
you're half right. So the Catholic Church asked one of their, I guess, congregate members, who was an atheist, though. I don't know how that
Only
works.
in France is that?
I don't know, but he was not religious, like self-proclaimed not religious. Maybe he wasn't an atheist, but he wasn't religious.
Okay.
Technicality, I know.
Wow.
But his name was Placide Cappeau.
All right.
And his bishop asked him if he would write a song for Christmas Mass.
Interesting.
And while on a train ride, he was considering the request from this bishop, and that was when he penned the song "O Holy Night."
Wait, so this song was written by an atheist?
Yes.
What in the world?
He read the book of Luke to get inspired to write this. I think poem, actually. It was going to be a poem at first.
Okay.
And so he read the book of Luke, wrote the song, and ended up thinking, this is so good, I should find someone who can put it to music.
Okay. So he was the lyrics writer,
I guess.
The lyricist.
This is what I could find. You know, it's over 100 years old.
Well, this was common practice in the church, and you know, this is one thing that we should praise the medieval church and even the Catholic Church through the Reformation time is its efforts in music and the beauty of music, and they would do this. They would hire.
Protestants have failed largely at this.
Right. There was an overreaction.
We're getting better, but they have failed.
Right. And all for that, you should praise the Reformation for and be reformed, as we are. There were overreactions, and this is one of them where, and actually we're going to talk about it when we conclude this series, talking about the church calendar. So maybe I'll just save my comments for that episode.
So Placide Cappeau ended up reaching out to one of his friends who was Jewish, and I believe his name was Adim. Anyway, so Adim, being Jewish, also not holding to the...
One of the greatest Christmas songs is written by an atheist and a Jew.
So he was like, okay, I can do this for you. So he wrote it up, and they gave it to the bishop, and it was sung on Christmas Eve, and it was received well, and it was sung by the Catholic Church for a very long time. Like, everyone loved it. Until they discovered that it was written by an atheist and a Jew. And actually the guy, I don't understand how this works. Maybe it's because I'm not Catholic, but Placide Cappeau, not being religious, was still somehow a part of the church. But he ended up like abandoning the church altogether. And I think that's when they discovered, hey, this guy wrote the song, maybe we should stop singing. And they banned the song.
Yeah, someone must have just brought it to his attention, or he got notoriety for his atheist, or somehow he was well known and the church didn't want to be associated. But I think
the history is murky there. But
church membership in the Roman Catholic Church is kind of like the Southern Baptist Convention. Like you're never leaving those roles,
There you go.
Unless there's public scandal.
Okay, so pre-Civil War then, it was brought over to the U.S. by a man named Dwight.
Okay.
And he resonated with the song, particularly because of its abolitionist tendencies.
Right.
There was one line in it.
Which is what? Sorry, I'm probably not going to be able to.
The slave is our brother, and in his name all oppression shall cease.
Right, yeah.
So he made that song popular in the U.S.
Yeah, because, the North, particularly in that time, right, was really...
Yep.
Adamant, right? They're huge advocates of abolition, so I could see that.
And then
that's like one of my favorite lines too.
Yeah,
not only from the huge chorus where you're just belting out your whole soul, but that's one of the lines that particularly is so good because Jesus saving you is an identity change, right? And so when you think slave, now brother, it's just powerful.
Okay, so then in 1906, Reginald Fastenden?
It's a wonderful
I don't know if that's name. Anyway, he was a 33-year-old university professor, and he invented this little machine that would allow him to broadcast things across the airwaves. This little invention.
Radios?
So the very first thing that was sent over the airwaves was the Gospel of Luke. He shared the birth of Christ, and then after reading scripture, he got his violin and played O Holy Night.
Wow.
So
how cool
little history there. And obviously the rest is history because we all now sing O Holy Night every Christmas.
Well, you know what's cool about this, and again, like we said, this is super post-mill, right? Is it shows God taking dominion of the atheist, of the Jew, of radio waves, of it all, and saying, no, I'm in charge here, and this is the story that's going to be told. It's my story. Well,
and I love this story too because what the Catholic Church did in banning the song because it was written by an atheist and a Jew is kind of what Christians do all the time when they say, oh, you can't celebrate Christmas or Easter because it's pagan.
Right.
It's a pagan holiday that was taken over by the Catholic Church or whatever. And it's like, yeah, that's what Christians do. We take something that was pagan and then we redeem it and we make it Christian.
Yeah. The argument, and I've heard this from several people. I know Doug Wilson and Kurt Cameron have a video you can find on YouTube talking about Christmas and the institution of the holiday by the church and whatnot. And commonly the accusation is, oh, it's just, it's got pagan roots. It's right by Saturnalia, or it was on Saturnalia or whatever. But the Christian response should be, because we're taking over their stuff.
Yeah.
Right. We're taking over their holidays. Why would we not do that? We're just going to let them keep.
How many people do you know that celebrate Saturnalia anymore? How many people do you know that celebrate Christmas? Like, that's the point.
Billions, I believe.
That's the point.
Yeah. Like it was near that holiday on purpose to compete with it. And look who won. Jesus.
Yeah.
Because Jesus wins.
So fun fact, Placide Cappeau actually left the Catholic Church and joined the socialist movement. Which is really funny because you can almost see that happening in today's culture, right? Like all the deconstruction kind of stuff happening.
Right.
But then who's talking about Placide Cappeau and like him and what he did and accomplished in the socialist movement? No one is. What are we talking about? What he like the song he wrote that actually impacted.
Well, you know what? That goes back
the world for truth.
Yeah, that goes back to what you said on our first one about truth being everlasting. What lasted? It wasn't him and his false ideas and his false philosophies and ways of life, his political philosophies or whatever. It was this song that he wrote, probably just for the paycheck.
Yeah.
But it's because it's based on the truth of Luke 2.
Well, you know what I love about this too is the perspicuity of scripture. Like, here's an atheist just reading the Bible, just reading Luke, has no concept really. I mean, I know he was somehow involved in the Catholic Church.
Yeah, he's probably
so he knew
raised
something, but clearly was not like regenerated, walking with the Lord.
Yeah, not faithful.
But somehow just reading scripture, like just the plain reading of scripture, gave him enough to write a beautiful song.
Yeah. Yeah. What a common grace, right? God's still working through the pagan to benefit his church and benefit his people.
Working through an atheist and a Jew.
That's awesome. Really cool.
That's all I really have for you as far as the history goes. But I think it's cool too that was the first thing that was broadcast over the airwaves.
Yeah. Again,
you know?
Yeah.
But I love that idea of Christians being involved in like the secular avenues, secular workplaces and stuff, and how like he wasn't working for a Christian university, right? As far as I know, he was just working for like a university, and because he was a Christian, with the thing that he was doing, the project he was working on, he utilized it in such a way that actually did share the gospel with everyone. Right. It was the first thing that everyone heard.
Yeah, it's good. And that's, again, a reminder that all that we do, everything, is a tool for the kingdom. Right?
And God can use pagans to do pretty cool things.
Right.
Well, God can use pagans, God can use an atheist and a Jew, or he can use just an average university professor to share the gospel with thousands.
Yeah, this is the hymn or the carol that has the term "Behold your King" in it. That is what we named our Advent devotional. Behold your King.
Before him, lowly bend.
Yeah, it's so good.
It is good.
I gotta play it. Maybe we'll see if I find a version I can play as we're closing out for each of these.
Oh, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should add a carol at the end of each, so you can just like listen to it.
Yeah, we can talk about it and then you can listen to it. That might be good.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can cook up.
Yep.
So, all right. Good on this one? Oh, holy night?
I'm good.
God bless you guys and your carol listening. I hope this enhances it for this Christmas season. I know it will for me already.
Think about the history of the songs as you're singing them.
All right, guys. That's it. Again, hit like, subscribe, share. If you want to share this with someone you think would benefit from it, we'd appreciate it as well. And until next time, take hold and reorder creation by first reforming your home. This has been the Reformed Reset.
But on the basis of grace and on the finished work of Jesus Christ, the project is back and forth, and the destiny of a new transformed world is assured.
I just put the sourdough in the oven too, so I've got like 40 minutes.